Howdy, friends. Name's Donnie. Donnie Dead. Friends call me Donnie Deadly. I'm sure you know I'm not the only man with a spooky name. I was a member of Spooky Club for 20 years. You've probably not even heard of Spooky Club. Fact is, you wouldn't. First rule of Spooky Club is you don't talk about Spooky Club. I met a lot of interesting people at Spooky Club. I was out drinking at this bar one night. This guy walks in, smart trousers, fancy shoes, shirt, waistcoat, tie. The only thing missing was a cane. He came up to me and started telling me ghost stories. Said his name was Isaac Blood. Yeah, I knew Isaac. Me and him go way back. When I first met him that night at the bar, I could tell he wasn't from around these parts. There were certain giveaways. The way he walked, the way he talked, his strange personality. It's no wonder most folk would run a mile from the guy. He was just odd. But to tell you the truth, I liked Isaac from the start. The man had a voice that could freeze your veins. Didn't matter how tough you were, how many bodies you'd seen drop. When Isaac told his stories, you'd shut up and listen. It wasn't long until I invited him to Spooky Club. The other guys liked him as much as I did. Ghostly Gary, Werewolf Will, Zombie Zach, Bat Crazy Benjamin, all of them. Would go from bar to bar night after night, playing some pool, drinking whiskey, and terrifying folk with our spooky tales. They didn't know we were a club. They just thought we were some guys telling ghost stories, which is basically what we were. Yeah. The town was ours, and Isaac was a king. He'd talk about ghosts like they were his neighbors. He'd lean in close with that intense eye contact of his and tell you those ghostly tales that have you cuddling your pillow at night. Let's get one thing straight. We weren't clowns. Spooky tales were spooky tales. If anyone laughed at your tales, it was a sign of failure. Funny thing is, the tough guys at the top, the real intense storytellers, they'd sit there white-knuckled like kids at a campfire. Nobody laughed at Isaac. Nobody. Things changed over time, of course. Well, let's just say we noticed things. Things about Isaac. Things we might have overlooked from the beginning. The way he walked, the way he talked, the way he dressed. Those ridiculous facial expressions. For Halloween, we always dressed up. The idea was we dressed up scary. I dressed up as a werewolf this one time. The other guys, same sort of thing. Isaac, well, he wore a dress. It was covered in fake blood, but it was a dress. I'll tell you what, it was a pretty dress. We were at this bar doing karaoke, and Isaac got up on stage in that dress of his and started singing You Are So Beautiful by Joe Cocker. Probably one of the greatest love ballads ever written. As I watched my boy up there, I realized something. We all did. This guy's hilarious. That was our first sign. Maybe Isaac wasn't right for Spooky Club. At least not anymore. His tales were getting funnier and less spooky. There was this one time, we were sat in the back room of Frankenstein's bar, and Isaac told us a spooky tale. Well, here's the thing. I'd like to tell you that Isaac told us a spooky tale. But Spooky Club ain't no fairy tale. That was a metaphor. He didn't actually tell us a fairy tale. He called it a spooky tale. And it went something like this. So there I was, playing snooker with my friend Gary. I was down on my shot, about to strike the ball with my cue, when I heard this monstrous voice in my ear saying, "Your stance is awful and your cue action is all wrong." I turned around and there was no one there. It couldn't have been Gary. He was sat in a chair at the other end of the table. Anyway, long story short, got a free snooker lesson from a ghost. Ha! Pretty cool, eh? I couldn't bring myself to tell him. Someone did. It was Werewolf Will who told Isaac. He told him that his spooky tales were funny. He didn't say how they were funny, and that's why Isaac asked the question. Funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh, I'm here to amuse you. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny? Took a lot of beating around the bush, but the bottom line was, Isaac was out of Spooker Club. He took it surprisingly well. A lot better than I did. I told the other guys, if Isaac was out, then so was I. I couldn't be part of Spooker Club anymore without my brother. Been through too much. That night, Isaac and me hit the road. We were cast off, alone, with no one. We talked about starting our own Spooker Club. Didn't happen. Instead, we decided to go our separate ways. I'll never forget the last words that were exchanged between Isaac and me. I said to him, Isaac, every night when the sun goes down, I'll look to the sky and tell a spooky tale just for you. Do you know what he said back? He said, Okay, dude, you're being very dramatic here. I've known you less than 2 weeks. I'm just here on holiday. I'll never forget you, Isaac Blood, I said to him, and he replied, Well, that's unsettling. I looked at my brother one last time and I said to him, We did something, didn't we? That we did, Donnie. You're my brother, Isaac. Never forget that. Yeah, I think you're bigging up our relationship just a little bit. Before Isaac left my sight, he checked his phone and said, Oh, added me on Facebook. That's weird. And that's goodbye from me. So long, Isaac. And they were my last words to the man. I hope to see him again sometime. I know you folks do. So why don't you hit that subscribe button? Hit the like button. Maybe say hi to me in the comments. That would mean a lot. Spooker Club fell apart over time. Back Crazy Benjamin got a job in car sales. Ghostly Gary and Werewolf Will started their own comedy club. Zombie Zach suggested we go work with them. I said we could go anywhere if we wanted to. We can go anywhere.